Each month, myself and other Irrational Passions members will play through a new game. Modern to retro, obscure to popular. Games we've played before and those we haven't. We'll be hitting checkpoints as we go and discussing our experiences. Play along with us and join in the discussion. This is Video Game Book Club. But yes, we have, once again joining us, Jess, Quin, Alex. We've done this 3 times now, so let's just start. Alex, talk about the Scum Engine.
Names.
Guys, I'm here. It's Scum. I'm Scum. I am Scum.
Scum Engine.
Big reveal there.
I know, right? Big twist. No one saw this coming. There was a great Alex O'Nut joke. See Jess Twitter at Jess Cogs.
Mm-hmm.
I nailed it, right?
Yeah, close enough.
Okay, cool. We've done this intro multiple times. I was asking about kind of the history of everyone with the Scum Engine or Scum Engine games, right? Like I'm in a similar camp to what you were saying, Scott, of like I was a terrible reader growing up. Arguably, I still am. We can talk about this if you guys want to get really real about like having trouble like reading quickly. Speed readers out there make me have heart attacks, anxiety, things like that. But
I take my time.
Speed reader.
I'm a speed reader. I like read really fast.
I read very slow. That's why I am very bad at it. Like I feel like I have valuable suggestions when I edit things, but I take a very long time to do them. So
slow and steady wins the race.
that's what I always
I should
thought.
give you one of my books, like my history books. That's like 3,000 words a page.
That sounds terrible.
Why would you do that?
That sounds like
horrible
my
idea.
idea.
For research.
When I die
Research
and I get
purposes.
sent to the 6th circle of hell, it's just a bunch of those books.
I say that's not even a book at that point. That's a tome.
Yeah.
Like,
And not one of the cool
Yeah.
magic-y tomes. It's just fucking
No.
boring tomes on like the potato famine.
Yeah, fuck that. But the point being, right, like both my older brothers were into adventure games, but my middle brother Brady, he was very much, and by middle I mean he's the one that's older than me, not the one that's the two that's older than me. You guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He was super into adventure games, specifically like any and all LucasArts adventure games. Like I would watch him play the Indiana Jones games, Sam and Max, which I don't think that's LucasArts. It might be, but
It's not.
But it's not now, but it might have been back in the day. I don't know. But I was way into those adventure games because I always thought they were really funny. And it's funny because my brother read so fast. At some point when he was like going through them, he was just skipping all the dialogue and like reading it really quickly. And I was just like super frustrated watching him. But like I love Day of the Tentacle in particular is still like probably my favorite of that era. And that's still probably older than me. But they all use the Scum Engine, and that was the thing. Like when I wrote the thing for you guys to have my thoughts last time, I didn't know how much you wanted to talk about or how much you would end up talking about the Scum Engine as a whole, and where Thimbleweed Park kind of fits into that. I guess I'm the only person here with like experience with the Scum Engine specifically, but like this kind of game really, really appeals to me. And I think I wrote it a little bit in what I sent you guys last time, but it is a bummer because like I think at this point in 2017 when this game came out, the Scum Engine is way more of a hindrance than it is anything else. Like this is like a very much, I don't want to say a cheap play on nostalgia, but it is like an easy nostalgia play of there's like remakes of Monkey Island, the original Monkey Island games that are excellent. The first 2 that I would highly recommend, absolutely go play them. But the best part about them is that it condenses the scum commands, the verbs, into just a wheel that will contextually pick whichever one is the most appropriate when you hover over an object. And there's a little bit of that in this game. I've been playing it on Switch. I don't know where you guys have been playing it.
I picked it up
Switch.
free off the Epic Store.
Okay.
Since I bought it on my PlayStation, I'm playing it there.
Yeah, I would say it's probably best on PC, obviously, but if you click in the left stick, it'll typically contextualize whatever command is the most appropriate. I don't know if you guys have been doing that, but
It highlights on PC, like when you hover over something, it'll highlight like what the main command is for it. So.
yeah, and basically like clicking the left stick will just auto do that command on console. So like for example, a lot of this section was like going up and down the fucking elevator, and it's super annoying to have to go and hit the button, then go in, and then it closes. But if you just click the left stick on the doors, it'll call and go into the elevator all in one thing. So like I think they danced around that a little bit. I think they should have just wholly committed to like, all right, I understand Scum Engine, nostalgia, whatever, but like, let's make this a more playable game. But regardless, like that stuff really pulls on my heartstrings as far as like nostalgia is concerned. I'm curious, like. And I don't mean to totally take the reins here. I'm just trying to catch up with what you guys think about it.
No, for sure.
Like, Quin, for you, like having never played a game like stylized like this before, did you like that the first time you played it? Because this is your pick, I know. But was that something that like brought you more into it, or did it like was that like an annoying thing for you? Because I feel like you get more hung up on like specific mechanics than most people.
Yeah, because that's who I am.
Yeah, but like, own it, whatever.
Yeah, it's a fucking can of worms. No, it was fine the first time going through. This time it's like, yo, fuck this.
Yeah,
like it's such a chore, and that's the thing. Like that really depressed me. So not speaking of depressed, like it's just a total pain in the ass sometimes of just like. I have to choose the right thing instead of just like fucking click the right fucking thing and just do what I want.
Yeah.
Oh God. God bless casual mode for making this playthrough so much easier.
What's the difference? Because I'm playing on casual too. Because I was like, I don't want to fucking spend 16 hours looking for shit in this game. Even though I want you all to know I don't know how long it took you guys to get through the first 3 parts. It took me like 8 hours. So
really, wow.
Yeah, I spent my time going through, like, to be fair, like the next section, I was very sick at the time. Let's bring some.
Yeah, true.
I was running 102 degree fever, fucking delirious.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I'm like sitting there, like hopped up on NyQuil with my like a nice little blue drool coming out because all the NyQuil in my blood at that point. Staring at a TV, blurry with my gunners like fogged up from the sweat from my fever running off. I'm trying to make the most very vivid image.
That's dedication there, folks. This is what you get with Video Game Book Club. Broken audio at the beginning and dedication, damn it.
Yeah, up until 3 hours before we were going to record, I was like, I'm fucking gonna be on this podcast. But yeah, I'm like wandering around. But the next part, which I played through literally the day after you guys recorded, so it's been a minute for me, apologies. But the next part I got through in like 2.5 hours at most. So
hey Alex, I don't want to burst your bubble, but it took me under 5 hours to beat the game the first time.
Listen, dude,
he like had 400 less deaths than Ori than you, so
yeah, it's true. So
How?
you can't.
How do you do it in under 5 hours? That's so fast.
I feel like you skip all the dialogue because I'm just listening to them say dumb shit. I think there's a couple of points
I don't know.
I think there's a couple of points where you can just do a thing over again and they'll say different stuff. I mean, that's like an old adventure game trope. Yeah, I always like play out all the dialogue for those things.
So
you follow that tree through every branch.
Yeah, pretty much. The other thing, just of like my thoughts that I wanted to bring up was, and this section definitely justified having more characters or multiple characters, but like the game doesn't really justify that super well. I think as soon as you get into like Franklin's stuff of like the different verbs, that's really cool. And the cool thing is like that takes the Scum engine and does something really neat with it. Like Day of the Tentacle is probably the most popular Scum engine game that I can think of. Yeah. And it never did anything like that. And that had 3 characters, but like that they were in 3 different places doing 3 different things. Whereas this is like, I guess you can just do whatever with whatever character. Yeah. And I think that's kind of lame.
I think do wish that each character was a bit more unique. Just in terms of the commands, because like you said, Alex, Franklin's unique ghost abilities definitely mix things up a good deal and kind of what you think you can do, where it would have been cool if like even Ransom had like more vulgar commands, or like you could just go up and insult people, things like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like an insult verb for Ransom would be just great, because it could just be a thing where you can just do a different insult to every character in the game, and it would have been awesome, right?
Yeah, it'd been funny. It would have added just that little bit of a, I don't know,
made him more
quirkiness.
unique.
Yeah.
And I guess you kind of get that just by talking to people. Like I guess he'll swear more than he'll insult them, but
Yeah, he has a lot of great unique dialogue, but it's just like leaning into the. If every character had different verbs, I think this game could be like way cooler, and it would justify being a Scum Engine game better, because every character is kind of like their own unique take on it.
Well, it's like even with Dolores, if they would have like leaned more into the fact that she's the only one who can really do tech stuff, like that might have been cool, because like she does do like the decoding of the will, but other than that, like there's not really anything that feels like, oh, this is like who she is as a person, and that comes into play and like helping this thing play out. So.
Yeah,
It'll come into play later.
It seems like it will, because like obviously at the end of the part 3. You have to have her go inspect the machine, and that's like the only thing that she has to do that no one else can do. And it's just very rare to run in those circumstances where like only one person can do this, where really like anybody could do anything, especially for the beginning of the game, where you're just switching between the two detectives that essentially can just do whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Dolores has a big role in part 7. I'll say that.
It seems like because obviously where this ends of the factory, it's like, okay, like I feel like the tech shit is about to happen. But I will say, like, not to be totally negative on it, I really like the game. Like, it works. The nostalgia shit totally works.
It
for me.
nails that old school timey adventure game feeling for sure.
Well, it's like it's the old Ron Gilbert team. So like, it's just that's what they do, or what they did rather. So
yeah, and like on a like the game they did before this, The Cave, right? I think is the one immediately before this. Totally different thing, and I think it weirdly like leaning on all the stuff that they know better, right? Like the adventure game tropes, like totally works. As someone who loves Day of the Tentacle like so fucking much, like this game is such a direct homage to that game specifically because of the multiple characters. That I really like that. I think the humor is great. I think like it has a great sense of tone and style. I like that it is like taking the Twin Peaks, unnamed Pacific Northwest town. Although I like that you at some point get the chance to choose where in the United States it is. I choose Washington because I was like,
when you do the application.
Yeah. I was like, this is going to be a Northwest town for sure for me. And I love that stuff. I think it really does a great job doing. It achieves its goal of echoing like this very specific kind of video game, for better and for worse.
Yeah,
which that shit works for me. Like if you're gonna do something, just fucking commit to it. They totally commit, like hand over fist, and I think they achieve that vision. With the kind of conceits and problems that would come with it.
Yeah, I love the characters. I love the interaction, but the gameplay aspect, like the game aspect of it, I could do without. Like, I would laugh my butt off if I was just like watching this, like with all the different dialogues and everything being done. Because I am interested in these characters. I love kind of how everyone's being tied up. We'll get into it further. How how everyone is tied to this shut down factory. I'm enjoying that. I love the presentation, the art style, kind of the old timey music of it. All of that is I'm loving. It's just like that gameplay is just like, okay, I'm kind of over it at this point, but I think that's more just because I didn't grow up or have like I don't want to say I didn't have any fond memories of it. It's just I don't have any memories associated with this genre for it to really pull on my nostalgia heartstrings of.
Yeah, it makes me want like this team to do the modern style adventure game, like the one-click adventure game, I suppose you could call it. Like, I think like they might. To be fair, they might have done it. I have no idea what this team is working on.
Yeah.
But another thing, and I kind of brought it up in what I wrote for you guys last time too, is so weird to play a Kickstarter game where you're not a Kickstarter backer.
Yeah.
Because like there's so much in this game that is so clearly for that audience, not at all for me. And if I've not really played a Kickstarter game, I Hollow Knight is the only other one that like stands out. So Hollow Knight Broken Age is a game that I backed and I played, and I love that game. And all of this stuff. Yeah, Hollow Knight's a Kickstarter game, and it's cool because like in a similar way to Thimbleweed Park, like all the Kickstarter backer stuff is like subtly in the background. There's like a graveyard that has like each grave in it is a backer of some kind, and a lot of the dead knights that you find in Hollow Knight are Kickstarter design, I believe.
I'm gonna step out just for a second. You guys keep talking though.
You're good.
Yeah.
But like Thimbleweed Park, all of it is just like the ancillary bullshit that would be in an adventure game normally, which is like
hey, I like calling the random fucking Joe Blow.
I like it too. It's fun. Like so I only did a couple of them because I thought I was like, let's just pick a couple names at random and call them. And then the library too, with all the like weird written mini stories or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like the bummer part of it for me is like that stuff would normally be. I'm sorry to repeat myself from last time, but that stuff would normally be like modern references, like in a space quest, like it would be like a reference to like Star Trek or something. But here it's just like something that some backer made. And it feels weird to me. Like it doesn't. I don't want to say it feels lazy, even though I want to say that. It's not lazy. I think like a lot of work went into that, obviously, and curating that is a big task. But it's just like it lacks that certain special something that made these games special in the 90s and 80s.
It kind of deprives the game of character a little bit, I think.
And it deprives it of character for us, but for the people that contributed to that, or if like, my only Kickstarter experience is Broken Age, like there are backer forums where everyone is contributing and chiming in on like character designs or quest designs and things like that, where you can kind of like throw your idea in the ring. If you were a part of that and then you get to see the final result, I think that its magnitude's better for you.
Yeah.
But it really does feel like you're like somewhere outside the house when you're coming to this game 2 years later and you were not a part of that. It feels like you were kind of being left out of a huge chunk of this game.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a bummer, I think.
That makes sense.
But it's cool. Like I said, I don't think it's no work went into this. Clearly a lot of work went into it. It is just, it's the first time I've experienced a Kickstarter game that is like completely divorced from the way it was backed and made. And now I'm seeing all of this stuff that it's just not for me. And it makes Thimbleweed Park feel less whole to me as someone completely removed from that,
No, it makes sense.
How did you feel about that stuff, Quinn? I'm sorry, Jess, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead, Jess. Go
No. Oh, I would say, I think like for me, I didn't really notice that as much, but I can see where someone would, is all I was going to say.
Maybe it's just because like I've played a lot of these games, and
That's probably more what it is, yeah.
I know, like I'm looking for that stuff because sometimes that stuff is some of the funniest or just most fun that you can have in this kind of game. Because like in a Day of the Tentacle equivalent, usually like that's like them poking fun at Sierra or something like that, and it's like, oh, like this is of the time, of the era, and it's fourth wall breaking in a way that makes this game feel like kind of cool. It elevated adventure games into their own genre in a lot of ways, of like we're all kind of aware of each other, and we're all kind of like playing and poking fun at one another. I'm just curious, like, is someone totally separate from that, Quinn? Like, how did you feel about it the first time you played it?
The first time I played it is like I didn't really pay much attention to it. it was just a thing. Because I thought flipping through the phone book to find the right number, that was kind of a challenge in and of itself, and I really like that. But this time I was like, you know what, I'm gonna flip through it, call some few numbers, and I think one of the ones I called was the people who are remaking Maniac Mansion, and it's just like a little message from one of the devs on that team, like, we're hard at work on that, and it's like that's cool for me because it's them like imputing like, hey, people still love these games and they're still making these games. But
yeah, I really like Thimbleweed Park. I'll say, like, this was a thing where like I thought I would like it, and I ended up liking it in the same way I would. Like, my brother Brady played this and he texted me about it, and he thinks he loves Ransom. That's his favorite character, which is really funny to me.
Fucking hate Ransom.
I think Ransom is pretty fun. I think like the bit is a little worn like immediately. Yes. But nobody likes Ransom, and that makes it totally fine, I feel. But you know, I don't know. I get a lot out of this game that's really cool. And there are modernisms in it that like I notice maybe more than you guys, like, just because I've played so many adventure games. Like, the obscurity level of the puzzles is a lot better. Because like there's the whole Monkey Island has this fucking thing where you get a chicken with a pulley thing on it, and it is like a running bit throughout that whole franchise at how fucking obtuse that puzzle is. Like, they have to reference that stupid item that you get like in every other Monkey Island game. And there's nothing quite like this. The thing I had the most trouble with was the fucking map. And I don't know if you guys had a lot of trouble with that one.
I think Jess and Scott did.
Okay.
I didn't have trouble getting the map. Mine was I didn't realize clicking on the map took me to the fast travel. That's what took me a while to realize.
I had no idea where the fuck the map was, and I went past it like 16 times, and I was like, man, I just want to know where the map is, and I swear I'll figure it out from there. And then I didn't figure it out, and then I couldn't get the thing to work. But I got there. I liked that. Funny. I like all the different words that you can type in on the phone, that they're all associated with it. Like, hint is the hint line, and scum is the fucking radio line, which is funny.
Yeah. I have to admit, with this past episode, chapters 4 through 6, my patience to figure out puzzles has kind of left me. Like, I'll give it a couple go, but I will admit I've been playing with just like a guide up next to me. And then I'll walk around and I'll still do different dialogue choices and see what's going on, but it's just like, okay, this is what... Because like I said before, I'm more interested in the story and where that's going than the solving puzzle aspect of it.
Yeah, I will not refer to a guy. I'll use the in-game hint system, which is not robust, by the way. Quinn, you threw that word around like 20 times when we were talking about this game. It is the opposite of robust. I think
it's good.
It's good. It's good. It's fine. It bothers the hell out of me that only one of the characters has a cell phone. I'll tell you that much.
Yo, it's 1987.
I don't care, dude. Give everybody a fucking... If you're gonna give one character a cell phone, you fucking better give everyone a cell phone. But on the hint system in like Monkey Island Remastered, where you left click on something and it brings up 3 tiers of hints, is way better than dialing a fucking phone number every time.
Where it takes like really long to dial.
I have to listen to a full ring back, like a full ring back tone.
It's so good. I love it.
I think
it was good the first time, and then it kind of
good all the times.
The commitments to the presentation, I love.
Yeah.
It's the kind of follow through with that where you actually have to deal with it, where I'm like, all right, maybe we should have just cut some corners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If like after the first chapter of the game, it took the verbs out and was like, all right, you just have a wheel now, I would have been like, cool, guys. I appreciated the nostalgia and I'm here for the good vibes now. But, you know, maybe that's just me.
Yeah. But let's get talking about the go into a bit more detail with these checkpoints. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to monopolize.
no, we were
You
catching
should be
up.
sorry, Alex. You should be sorry.
I'll see myself out.
Damn it, Alex! Oh nut.
Oh, nut! Oh, bean! Oh, nut!
Oh
It's
god.
my new catchphrase, y'all.
Irrational Passions is blacklisted. From
Yeah,
everything.
finally. It only took me 10 years. To be fair, pretty impressive.
Had a good run, folks. Had a good run. So
And of course, you're gonna make me look bad because it's like a month after I joined.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
in
just
my
dragging
defense,
me down.
I
Jared
got
will
here.
bring you wherever he goes.
I got 9 years in without getting blacklisted, so it's not me that's the problem. That's all I'm saying.
True.
It's Quin. It's for sure Quin.
So Quentin, you want? Let's see. I'm trying to remember how it started in chapter 4. So we had the will. So we had to break down the will. Chuck's dead. Dolores is home, and it's time to find the lawyer to get the will, to read the will, so you can progress the story. So, did it take you guys long to figure out the lawyer and how to track him down?
Speaking of obtuse fucking puzzle design,
Yeah, this one's weird.
Yeah.
The thing was, I had found the lawyer's number in the phone book beforehand, and I had called him like 20 times. So I spent about a full hour.
So why were you just calling the lawyer? You need some help, Alex? Oh nut.
Yeah, I had a nut. You know what I mean? No, I was I was as Dolores. I spent about a full calendar hour in her house because I didn't think she could leave. Because to be fair, it never tells you she can. She's like, I got family business I got to deal with. And it's like, oh, I can play as Dolores now. Again, unceremonious. Learning that you can play as Ransom and Dolores, you just kind of figure it out. The flashback scenes are great. Okay, you talk to them now, you play as them, was dumb. But then obviously you have to leave the house for her to fix the or to identify the problem with the Arrestron or whatever the fuck the thing's called.
Restaurant 3000.
I was close.
Quinn is like, give it the respect it deserves.
Yeah, this robot that's literally a fucking narc. All right, Quinn, I'm not gonna give it any goddamn respect.
I mean, we have a fucking cop at the site, so
It's true.
he'll bust all of us.
We salute you and your hard work. But yeah, I don't know. Like, the part where you have to pick up the program and then install it on your computer took me 45 minutes.
That ASCII box I thought was just part of the background. I did not think it was a pickable item.
I thought it was already on the computer. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And then I call the hint line. It's like, pick up the fucking thing and put it in the computer first and then do it. Because I was taking the will to the computer and she's like, I was doing everything right. It was a thing, an item that is sitting next to the computer that you have to then pick up, put in the computer, then use the will in the computer. It's like,
And I thought I was bad at games. Fuck.
it's so stupid though. It doesn't make any sense. She's got the ASCII chart right there, man.
Yeah.
Can't I just look at it and figure it out?
I wish, I feel like it should have been, a box laying on her bookshelf. Something that stood out more. Because at least for me, further from the computer, so it just broke it up a bit more. Because I literally thought it was just part of the background. I didn't...
It seemed environmental at that point.
Yes.
Yeah. Which, that's a problem that these games have had always.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I appreciate the the D-pad stuff on console that lets you go through all the selectable objects.
Yep. That's
That
how
would-
I found it.
Yeah. Which is one thing that I don't know if there's an equivalent for on PC. Maybe if you use the arrow keys or
I
something.
don't know. I'll have to try that.
Yeah, I would give it a shot just because I'm curious.
I would even try maybe Tab or something like that. Tab sometimes cycles
Yeah.
through stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Find
But
out
yeah.
the results of my research in episode 3.
It was one of those things where I had the right idea, but this is every adventure game puzzle with me is I know what to do, but I'm missing a step in the middle that you have to do.
Yeah.
And it's usually something really obscure and obtuse. But that was like, I think that was the only puzzle I actually had trouble with in this whole group of things.
I'm trying to think if there was one that stumped me in this next.
I guess like
trimester.
Like I understood it was a similar situation where I understood what I had to do with Franklin. I had to get him out to get to the crypt to pull the fucking switch or whatever. But it was like the exact order of operations to get there was a little weird for me because again it's one of those things where you go in the elevator and that one elevator ghost just isn't there anymore, and now that's like your indicator of like, okay, you can send somebody to the penthouse now, they can open the door, Franklin can then follow them and then go through the door. It's like this weird kind of thing that you have to figure out in the middle that isn't very apparent. That was the only other thing that I kind of I didn't know that you had to put the fucking watch in the machines also. Again, never made apparent.
Even getting Willie to repair the watch.
Yeah, I was like, so bad.
I didn't remember ever hearing anything about Willie repairing things or like being good with.
See that part? No problem with me. I knew that because if you read what's his face's journal, it's either that or like I talked to Willie like with every character like 3 times or whatever because again I'm a fucking lunatic. I knew that he was like he had the watch repair shop and then you can see the shop is destroyed. And I think it might be the flashback or when you go down to his like little cardboard mansion and you see the violin and then somebody brings up the violin and watch repair shop. So I knew Willie was the person to fix the watch. It was like literally the step of putting the watch in the time clock machine that it doesn't even look like a watch hole. No. And I know what a watch hole looks like.
And before we get there,
seen your fair share of watch holes.
Yeah, you know.
Lord.
Go ahead, Quinn.
Shall we talk about Thimbleweed Con 87?
ThimbleCon, man.
ThimbleCon, dude.
That's what I was going to lead into that a little bit because I was going to say I kept expecting the person to repair the watch to be the guy who was doing the ship in a bottle thing at ThimbleCon.
Sexy Riker, baby.
I was like, how do I get this guy to do this?
You had to get him to shit his pants.
Yeah.
That honestly, speaking of shitting pants, or I have to say, having to eat the hot dogs took way too fucking long.
Oh yeah.
I do appreciate that. It's the same thing with every character though.
I thought the gag was fun, but it just took so long.
Yeah.
It just dragged on and on.
Again, it's like such a weird justification for having multiple characters. And like, why couldn't I just have one character eat all 4 hot dogs?
Yeah, that's what I tried to do, and it was like, oh god, I have to bring everyone here.
Yep.
You have to trick them all.
Okay.
No, I almost sent a message in the Slack, but I didn't want to like spoil it if people weren't there or whatever. But I was gonna say like tag yourself, like and have like each of the characters vomiting, be like I'm Reyes.
Oh yeah,
But,
I was definitely what's her name? The redhead girl.
Ray.
Dolores.
Oh, Dolores. Okay. Yeah, I guess they both have red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I said that either. I also ThimbleCon is very good. Every character there is perfect, especially the Ransom the Clown impersonators.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're very good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have to do the Ransom the Clown impersonation contest. It's optional.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, I
great.
didn't do it.
Just because Ransom's pissed off the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
I fucking hate these stupid nerds. But I do appreciate the Easter egg of having a different member of the development team at the game design station every time you like load into the ThimbleCon. And I only realized that because like Ron Gilbert is one of the ones that shows up. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing there? And you can't talk to any of them, which is really funny. But yeah, ThimbleCon.
That was a fun idea.
That's basically what PAX is like, Jess. It's one room. It's relatively small, and Ron
6
Gilbert.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the person in the dragon costume.
Yeah, that guy.
Can I run the legal cosplay thing?
Yeah, right. So stupid. The fucking lawyer is at a goddamn cosplay, legal advisor.
God, it's
Yeah.
so good.
It was pretty funny.
It's pretty good.
Hmm.
That was like, you know, but again, me going into this section having called the lawyer at least 63 times beforehand, of like, why won't he come to the house? Going in there and
Did you run away when you walked up?
yeah, I was honestly expecting him to. Like, you walk in immediately, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, hey, he didn't tell me to read the will, and then you're like, yeah, he did. He's like, I'll be over in 15 minutes. Like, what the fuck is this? I want to be a ThimbleCon lawyer. That's my dream now.
I believe
I'm
in
shuddering Irrational Passions.
Can we just set up a table and dress up as the lawyer at PAX and give legal advice to cosplayers and see if anyone gets the reference?
It'll just be Quinn that gets the reference, actually.
It'll only Quinn, not even us, just Quinn.
It'll go above our heads.
Yeah.
I have the whole getup for it, and I do know legalese. So
There you go.
it's feasible.
I need some legal cosplay advice. I'll be there. I'll get in line.
You can read those giant books you seem to have, so it'd be
homie.
Yes.
Let me pull out my legal ethics book for you.
Jesus.
Oh, that sounds awful. Awful and expensive.
Enthralling.
Awful
good
and
read,
very, very expensive.
I'll take your word for it, Quinn.
Yeah, you sure?
Sounds
I'll
like a
mail it to you, Alex.
Yeah, all right. I'll never read it. You can mail it to me. It's fine.
It
I'll be
costs too
honest
much
with
to
you.
mail.
It'll
Costs
help
more
you,
than the
just,
book's
you know,
worth.
it'll be good Tinder. Just, you know,
It
warm
is a
me up.
43-pound book, so
there you go.
It's not. It's like 2.5.
okay, I'll take it.
Put that on your guys' Tinder, though. Cosplay lawyer.
Hell
Cosplay-
yeah.
Official cosplay consultant / lawyer.
I'm gonna put that in my Twitter.
There you go.
Sometimes I'm gonna change my Tinder name to Alex O'Nut also, and I think that's really gonna work it for me.
I believe in you. In terms of the crypt, I thought I had to use Ray's like not a dildo on the switch, like you had to stick it through the grate to open the switch and the tomb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like poke it through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she has that item that we
Yeah.
don't know what that does yet.
Yeah.
Come
You're
into
right.
play
That is
later.
that's totally a dildo.
Yeah, her secret special item that serves a specific purpose or whatever.
Towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just went into her hotel room and turned off the lights, and I hoped that it would just something would happen. You know? I mean, no, I'm just-
Oh, something happened.
yeah.
I will say,
Yeah.
It's just gonna be my face the rest of the time. Just
what did you guys get a score on? What was your score on the Scum radio contest?
Oh, I got 100%.
100%.
Okay, good.
100.
Good.
I don't even remember what the questions were.
It's like
Back
who's
to-
Marty McFly?
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
remember what it
yeah,
was, but I know I got 100%.
Who
That's right.
said
It's like
Mr. Gorbachev,
Gorbachev and
to
like
tear down this wall?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
It was good at 80s references. They
Yeah.
were fun.
I do enjoy the 80s
making
references
sure.
that are sprinkled throughout this game.
It's set in 1987,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Same year that Day of the Tentacle came out. Fun fact. I was looking at Wikipedia. Which apparently, according to the Wikipedia article for Thimbleweed Park, this is a spiritual successor to Day of the Tentacle. They do
Really?
reference tentacle monsters at some point. I think when you're walking.
It's
through the
when she's
sewer.
using the special item in the dark.
Oh yeah, she talks all about those tentacle monsters, and the doctor she's seen, Dr. O'Nut.
Oh god.
Man, now that's an
Lord have
adventure
mercy
game.
on my soul.
Dr. O'Nut and the Tentacle Monsters.
Jesus
I
Christ.
think I've watched that video before. No, I'm kidding.
I kind of want to make a...
I'm
I had
in
to
that
make the
video.
joke. I had to
This
make
is canceled. This is
Hey.
canceled.
we don't kink shame here. This is Video Game Book Club is a safe space.
No, I need to go on record now and say,
Safe
you know,
space.
people are allowed to have whatever kink. I'm not into tentacles. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to say that. I have to redeem myself after that comment because I feel like it was one of those jokes where everybody was quiet for a second after, and I was like, oh no.
I just bought this box of tentacles to ship to you from Amazon. Though.
You do
I thought
realize
this was what you wanted.
You know, octopus suckers count as tentacles, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the
Oh
same
shit!
thing,
All right, well
so-
you got me there.
So it does. It does
Going
count.
on.
Welcome to
Cover-
the rest of your life.
Cover your innocent ears, Quinn.
Now
I just like the way they pop.
I'm gonna ask you guys because
Pop
we're
it and
like,
lock it.
I feel like the previous video game book clubs, right, have not been as like story heavy or like, you know, they're mostly replays, and in this case, it's just a replay for you, Quinn.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask Jess and Scott. No spoilers, Quinn. What do you think that ghost crystal is for? Do you think that's his Jo crystal? That's a very specific reference that somebody's gonna laugh.
A jerk off crystal?
Yeah, dude. You know the Jo crystal?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it
No.
off. We're gonna have to talk about that later. What do you think that guy's crystal's for?
I thought it was just to kind of communicate with his loved one.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what he wanted it for originally, was to talk to Dolores one last time.
No,
And-
I know what Franklin wants to use it for, but the shitty hotel ghosts. Is that a thing that you use to talk to people?
Yeah, I think that's what because Franklin goes up and asks how he can talk to Dolores again. And then he says that the only way you can do that is with the crystal.
The hypothetical conversation.
Yeah, the hypothetical conversation. So I think that's what it's for.
And
I'd say like my only other theory is maybe because it's located at the hotel, maybe that's what like ties the ghosts who exist to that area. But they can, I don't know. That's I don't know.
where did the
I
lady
just
ghost go? You know what I mean? Where did she go?
She was hungry. Maybe she went to whatchamacallit, or the diner.
S&D Diner
Did she get busted? That's what I want to know.
by the
Did
ghost
these-
cops.
Did the ghosts get busted? Are there Ghostbusters? That's why
Dr. Nutt is asking if somebody got busted.
I need to know who busted
Mr. Nutt is
Dr.
busted.
Yeah, I don't know. There could be Ghostbusters in this universe. There are the Pigeon brothers.
Yeah.
What a twist that would be if like the whole time you're just doing all this shit and really it's just you're in Ghostbusters and they kill the ghosts and it's all over.
That would be quite the twist.
They
I would
take out a
not see that
45
coming.
millimeter and fucking get the ghosts. Just like
It just leads right into the first Ghostbusters movie.
Actually, that would be pretty
That
great.
would be an interesting tie-in.
Then Harold Ramis just comes from the grave.
Yeah, Harold Ramis shows up at the end. I don't know. I'd
That'd
be
be
in for that.
interesting. But speaking of dead people, we pick out like figuring out the ASCII stuff and sending Franklin to the tomb to unlock the tomb. Ends part 4, and then part 5 picks up possibly, in my opinion, the most difficult part of the game so far.
Absolutely.
It was my
Awful
favorite.
puzzles. Awful
Impenetrable.
puzzles. Super obscure. But we do that, and we hear about Chuck's will, how he leaves nothing to his family. He leaves a T-shirt for Dolores.
He's
And-
just a total asshole.
Yeah, and he is going to bulldoze and just basically just wipe Thimbleweed Park off the map.
In 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that when I die, I leave behind a legacy like that.
Yeah, something
Just like
positive.
fucking over all your loved ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds great.
I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah, the will was written in binary, and it's like I'm not a robot that actually wrote this will. I swear, it's like,
Mhm.
man, somebody fucking please, do not foreshadow any harder because I cannot take it anymore. Like,
Well, here's my question for you then. Do you think he's a robot? Or do you think
No.
he's something else?
no, but I think my expectation of this late game twist is like the kind of where the allusions to AI and everything that all the Robotrons and whatnot have been kind of building to, of like the Reyes's dad, who I like that is kind of slipped in there, and if you go digging for it, you find out what happened with that, but like they don't necessarily like explicitly lay that out. I thought that was actually pretty well done. But like Reyes's dad, who was a security guard in the factory when it was still operational, was like, hey, something's going on with these machines. And then obviously he ends up dying in a fire. That's not fucking
Yeah, that's
great
always
at all.
definitely one of the worst ways I would think to go.
Yeah, burned to death. And then
Sounds painful as fuck, honestly.
yeah,
Sounds hot. Get it?
I got it.
Thanks, Jess.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
That's what I'm here for, you guys.
But you know, like that.
Hot
and-
jokes and tentacles. That's Jess.
Hey, welcome, and that's your catchphrase, Jess. Hey,
Yes.
that's Jess.
And that's Jess. Yeah, perfect. Okay,
Um,
sorry.
Oh,
Andrew came in right at the
Jess.
same time, and he started giving me weird looks, and so I think it was because of what I was drinking, so I was showing him. So I like heard that, but I'm sorry I didn't react better.
No, he was completely aware of the tentacle stuff. That was the look.
Yes.
Don't worry.
So it's tentacles, and what was my other thing?
Hot jokes.
Hot
Hot
jokes and
jokes.
tentacles.
yeah,
Maybe that'll be my new Twitter thing.
on brand as fuck.
Right now,
Yeah.
it's George's a very sex positive person because that made me die.
That's very
But tentacles and hot jokes, that's high up there.
George is the best. Not
George
gonna
is
lie.
the best.
He is
He's
pretty
pretty
damn awesome.
He's certainly the best cop I know.
Truth.
We love you, George.
Yeah,
Please.
wherever you are.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the setup is very much for like some kind of robot related twist. But I
Chucktron 3000.
maybe,
That's what I was thinking is going to be some sort of like collective conscious like through computer thing. That's what I'm like looking forward
I
to.
don't
Like-
want to say anything.
Like a mother
I love-
brain.
Don't say anything. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Obviously, don't say anything, Quinn. Like, don't ruin it for us.
Yes,
but
do not
You
say
need to
anything.
work on your like deadpan face, Quinn.
Yeah, like your
Where you just
Nah,
kinda-
homie.
face.
You just like
It's
sit
all
there.
emotions all the time.
It's-
Okay, just turn off
like-
your camera feed then. If you can't deadpan,
Just shut it down. We'll put
No.
up the Pusheen.
Mermaid
I know.
Pusheen makes a return.
Hell yeah, baby.
But no, yeah, I don't know. Like the nice thing is though, with stuff like Dolores being a part of the story and Reyes being a part of the story, and the weird dildo being a part of the story, and Ransom
It's
being
not
a
a
part of the story,
dildo.
it's definitely a dildo.
It is.
No, it's not.
I mean, even if it's not,
As
it's gonna be used
Anything
like
can
one.
be one.
Yeah,
So says the
That
internet.
soundbite.
just takes a little bit of bravery.
I'm just saying, it's getting
Jesus
it's being
Christ.
used in two ways. One is the way it was intended to be used. The other is this way. That's all I'm
Which
saying.
is the intended way? We'll never know.
Oh my god.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean?
It's literally like a
Beauty is in the eye of the D holder.
All right, gross, dude.
This is
This is canceled.
this is Video Game Book Club After Dark.
Yeah, this is why you guys
Yes.
can't let me. If I get sick, you gotta just be like, nah. I know you're gonna come back just weird.
Hey everybody, this is Video Game Book Club After Dark. We are talking about all
Canceled.
sorts of things. It is so hot.
Tentacles.
Hot and heavy, baby. Oh yeah.
We're gonna put on some Marvin Gaye here, and
Actually, let's put on some fucking Barry White. Let's be honest.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye or Barry White, I'm here to fuck.
both.
That's
Marvin
why they
Gaye's
call me
like-
Mr. Nuts.
Oh
To get to my point that I've been trying to get to, though, the nice thing about having all these weird characters and the dildo item is that, however things go, the things that they are setting up could very easily be red herrings, and the way that they implement those characters could come back in a really fun way. And I think
yeah, I
that's
mean,
cool.
weird characters in a dildo. It's definitely gonna come back in a fun way.
Oh yeah.
Lord have
Come
mercy on my
back.
soul.
Somebody just end this podcast.
This is canceled.
Actually, no. My request before we end it is I just want somebody to go through and like clip all the times that we say tentacle or tentacles in this and just play it back because
Make
it's
a
got to be like
supercut.
60 times.
Supercut, yeah.
Yeah,
Supercut of tentacle.
Oh shit! I should auto tune it too, so it's tentacle, 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 tentacle.
This show is officially canceled.
Put on some like neon lights, color
I'm glad
correction.
that
Well,
y'all.
Quinn, I shouldn't tell you for my pitch for the next Irrational Passions podcast then, right?
Yeah, it's all tentacles.
It's just tentacles.
And the title of the podcast that she pitched me was, "This time it's tentacle."
No, 10 out of tentacle.
Sounds-
oh, 10 out of tentacles.
That's worse.
That sounds pretty. That sounds pretty tentacool.
Ooh, that's good. It's a
Don't
good
be
one.
tentacruel
This is
with my
tentacruel.
dreams, dude. Come on.
All right, you guys. I think we have to tentacool it
Oh
and
my-
talk about the game
This is
talk
the
about
worst.
this fucking
before
video
Quinn
game?
quits.
I'm almost enjoying doing this just to see Quinn's reaction to us doing
His
it.
face
But
is progressively getting redder. It's starting to match the bee.
it's true.
I
It's
assume,
true.
I assume you guys are on the same page with something about robot overlords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will
Definitely.
say
Yes, Quinn.
there is a terminal in the next.
Ooh,
chapter.
terminal commands. Do you get to type into it?
No,
Missed
Um,
opportunity.
Yeah.
but there's an adventure game, and I want you all to play it. I also want you to play the other game that's on there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do. I mean, I would always do that. I like if they worked some kind of Zork-esque thing into there. I'm fucking here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say the thing that is like about this part of the game that is like unceremonious is you have like this very definitive ending point where Reyes and the other cop that I don't remember her
Ray.
name.
Ray.
Ray.
I hate that they're named so similarly.
Yeah, I bet that's.
I don't like it. I don't like
It's
Ray and
intentional.
Reyes.
Yeah, it's another goddamn dumb bit.
Like Ransom. Ransom should be canceled, and I fucking hate him.
Ransom's great though. Like that
I
name.
feel like
not.
you need Ransom though. Like you would
Mhm.
need that. You need that character, or else it's just too. I don't know.
It's too placid, you know. Like everybody's just the good guy. I know. Like I think Ray plays the heel a little bit well,
Yeah.
but like you need somebody who's just the butt that everybody fucking hates. Because like there is no equivalent of that in A Day of the Tentacle where it's just like three nerdy characters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't you
Um,
have like that old president fuck who's just like an asshole?
Yeah, but like they're not like one of the three main characters.
Gotcha.
All the three characters are like typically pretty likable in that
Yeah,
game.
likable people.
So having like someone be antagonistic to the rest of the group, I think is fun,
Mhm.
especially if it loops back around to like Ransom ends up being like the bad guy, and then you're partly playing as the bad guy and partly playing as a group of folks working together. Like something like that could be another way to justify having those multiple characters in a way that's fun and different. But they just kind of bring Ray and Reyes back into the story super unceremoniously. And I appreciate having the like Reyes calling his mom and like having that conversation, and then Ray getting called by some Japanese company, I guess.
Yeah.
Like whatever. I think that's cool, but and I like that they have their more nefarious motivations or more personal motivations. It just seems like they just kind of showed up again, and then it's like
Mm-hmm.
I was like excited about the idea of having just three characters, and it's like, all right, now we're back to 5 again. It's like and then they still don't necessarily justify it.
Yeah. But we get the key. We managed to use Franklin to distract the attorney to grab the key to the factory, so we finally have access to this mysterious factory, and we have to.
I'm gonna interject.
Sure.
You don't need Franklin.
How do
Really?
that's what I'm thinking. How do you use Franklin to get the key? Because I didn't.
You call
did.
the lawyer
Yeah,
And
as
then you-
Franklin.
as Franklin, and then you can like spook him, and then
Moan.
right, and
Yeah.
the lawyer
Reveal, whatever.
or the attorney will think he's like his stalker or whatever, so he'll spin around and you can grab the key. But I guess like
Nah.
when you first walk in, he spins around and you can grab it. Then
Sounds like he gets a call from a sex hotline.
yes.
You're coming. Hold on. You're coming on to me. I call
yeah, something like that.
Mm.
And yeah, I just grabbed the key.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I've done both times.
That's cool though.
No,
I
I called. Yeah, I did not know that you. But that makes sense.
didn't know Franklin could use the phone.
He can zap it.
Ghosts have rights too.
I
Did
mean,
you
listen,
steal his paperweight?
No.
ghosts are allowed to use the phones. I just didn't know they could. You know what I mean?
Alex. Come on
I
now.
know. Prejudice is fucked.
Interacting with the physical plane. I mean, who knows? Sometimes
Yeah.
they can, sometimes they can't.
Gotta fucking zap this goddamn elevator button.
And then blow it.
I will say, like, it does not feel like Franklin's verbs are being utilized well at all.
No.
No.
You can. You have to freeze something at some point in this section, right? Or it might be
No.
the last one to. I feel like you can freeze the fountain.
Yeah, I
You
froze the
lobby.
fountain, but it didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
You need to do it to like prove yourself to Xavier.
Oh.
because you
Yeah.
had
That's
you
where
had
you have
to
to scare somebody.
scare the '80s kid that you got the mask from. I just
The best
splashed
cha-
him.
The best character in the game, by the way, this
Yeah.
fucking kid.
Yep.
True story. True story. But we finally get to the abandoned factory. All of our 5 playable characters meet up, and we have to use the pocket watch on the 4 entrances to turn on power or something. So then we can have everyone pull open the door. Dolores sneaks in, and mysterious fade to black. No
Does
way.
Dolores have to be the one to go in, or is that just like because I
Yes.
picked Dolores too?
I picked Dolores
She's
too.
the only one.
Yeah.
Okay, she's the only one who go in. Okay,
Yeah,
She's the
because
smallest, yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
That makes sense. That was my instinct in it. It made sense.
question for you guys:
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you find the puzzle with the watch hard?
No.
No, it took me, like Alex said, it took me a second to like realize that I had to use the watch, but I didn't find it hard once I used it.
I had a guide open.
Gotcha.
Scout
bless you,
was
Scott.
I appreciate the honesty though.
I was just like, I wanted to get to the story. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Especially, we were finally in the factory. I was just
Because
like,
there's been a lot of build up to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't want to like, okay, how do I do this?
I will
just
say,
wanted to be
like-
yes!
This was the time because like I blew, save for like the stupid ASCII thing. Yeah, all right, Mr. O Nut. Yeah. I
Fucking 10 hours in this goddamn game. How?
I soared through like this section for the most part. It was another thing of like I called the fucking hint line just because I was like, what am I missing? Of like I know I have to set these 4 things to the right times, and then there's like a room you can go in to find the manual that like explains that a little bit more specifically, which was cool. There's some good like illusions in there of more like tech and robot AI stuff. But it was just like I just needed to say like put the watch in the thing. I'm like, okay, I just need to know I had to use the
Yeah.
watch. Like I had no idea I had to use the watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that puzzle was fine. I thought holding the door thing was cool too. Another attempt, but not quite there, of justifying multiple characters. I liked all the little animations for that. But this was the thing of like you get in the factory and it's like end of chapter, and then it starts the next one. Of like, man,
The
I
next
want
one's called like the Madness or something, right? Because I saw it and I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
Wanted
I
to
want to
keep
know what
playing.
happens next, right? Like
Yeah.
I was excited to see what's gonna go on next. So.
Yeah. Real quick, going back to the whole hot dog thing, I'm very impressed they gave each one of the characters their own unique vomiting animation.
I really don't like vomiting, so I was super upset at that. So,
Wow.
so I'm glad you brought it up. Fun fact, I haven't thrown up in 13 years because I'm deathly afraid of it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I've never thrown up from drinking.
I've never thrown up from drinking, but mostly for that specific reason. I've come very close.
Yes, me too.
I'm pretty
Probably too close.
I'm pretty
I just
impartial.
dehydrate myself.
I'm just
I
like, oh,
shit
okay.
myself.
Every time I throw up, it comes out my nose. So
Ooh, no.
Yeah,
That's fun.
That sounds like it would burn.
It does.
it does.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
I got a
Imagine all
pinto
the-
a
imagine
pinto
all the
bean
chunks
stuck
coming
up
out.
once.
Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
I have fucked up nostrils for a whole. There's a reason my nose got torn off once. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But it's
You're
the
telling
worst.
us that story at PAX, my friend.
Yeah, it's
Half my face got torn off once, if that makes you feel.
it does make me feel better. You look
Yeah.
great though, Jess. I couldn't tell
Thank
you
you.
what happened.
Thank you.
It's most people don't notice
I have
though.
stitches here.
My nostrils are 2 different sizes.
Oh, we're just
'Cause-
all kinds of messed up over at IP.
Yeah, I actually have many scars on my face that I guess most people just don't notice. This is a whole other separate story though. We'll talk about it at PAX. It's fine.
We'll talk about it at 10 out of Tentacool because both of our injuries are actually tentacle related, right? They're tentacle.
Absolutely. But it was dog related, but I'll go with tentacle.
Mine was dog related too.
Whoa.
That's weird. Okay.
I got bit 4 times in the face by a dog. It happened.
Jesus.
What type of dog was it?
Saint Bernard.
Oh, okay. Mine was like a chow chow.
A chow chow. What is a
I
chow?
don't know. Is that what they're called? They're known for being kind of like dicks.
Chihuahua?
No, not a Chihuahua, but that's what people always say, and I'm like, no, it's much bigger than that. But no, yeah, I got bit by a dog when I was like 4 years old, and I had to have plastic surgery on the side of my face, and my face was a flap.
Is it like the dog that looks like the Ruffles chip?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. What a Chow Chow actually is. It's a very. I can't imagine this dog hurting a goddamn soul. I'll have you know.
I'm gonna look it up.
I recently read a story about a husky biting the hand off of like a 4-year-old.
That is absolutely what kind of dog it was.
Really?
Oh, Pomeranian.
Yeah.
No,
it's bigger than that. It's bigger than a Pomeranian.
This Chow Chow I'm looking at, it's real fucking cute.
Alex,
y'all.
are you on the American Kennel Club?
The ninth member of Irrational Passions is a fucking Chow Chow.
I'm just on Google image search.
Yeah.
Oh, you should go to the American Kennel Club and find the puppy.
Oh, it might be the picture I'm looking
Puppies
at.
are beautiful creatures, regardless of breed.
Yes.
But-
So fucking handsome.
Okay, well, we are. This has been such a cluster of an episode from beginning to end, so I think I'm just gonna call it here because
Thimbleweed Park is dope. All right, I'll say
Yes,
this
it is.
though.
Yes,
I've
I'm
been really
very,
enjoying this.
very anxious to play the remaining chapters. So we have to figure out how we're going to record the next episode because 2 weeks from
Pat.
tomorrow we'll be in Boston for PAX.
I'm
So,
so
Fuck my
happy,
ass.
guys.
so whether
That's
it will be the
awful.
week after, or if we'll try and do it like Monday or Tuesday before,
I would say. I
Okay,
will.
let's do it live.
or we'll do it
No.
Wednesday night
No.
with drinks. We don't know.
No, because I get in at 6 and Alex gets in at like 8:30.
Yeah,
Good
no,
point.
that's-
Okay,
that-
well,
that one. I'll say like anticipate on the week after.
yeah, it probably, most likely, that'll
It's like
be
the
it.
busiest week of the entire year for Irrational Passions. I don't think we're gonna.
I will either be working or drunk the entire time. Yeah. Maybe both. No.
Absolutely. both.
I'm gonna give Jarrett money to make me drinks. That's my
Jarrett's
plan.
just gonna show up, but
I'm
like
so excited for Jarrett to make me a drink.
We-
That's honestly,
You know,
so
we-
good.
Should not talk about underage drinking on this.
yeah.
Who gives a
yeah,
fuck?
Quin.
I work
Listen,
with booze. It's fine.
Quin's an adult, and if he wants to run the streets of Boston sucking on the teat of liqueur, I don't give a shit. I'm not his dad, and I'm not a cop. So I'll have you all know, I'm not a fucking narc either.
Just don't do it in front of George.
Just don't do it in front of George, because you know he'll narc on you.
He'll get you.
Oh, I know. But I also know like an insane amount about alcohol, so I can probably school a lot of you.
No,
Yeah, right.
I don't doubt that you work in a bar store.
A bar store.
Liquor
where they
store.
sell
Bar
bars.
store. Bar store.
I
Where
work
you
in a
buy the
grocery
bars.
store that sells liquor. Yes.
Yeah, Quinn, I don't doubt that you work there. I still just don't give a shit.
I know.
Thimbleweed Park is cool.
Yes.
It is. It's rad.
It's got problems, but it's still cool.
It's the story, characters. I'm still having a blast with it. I'm really anxious to see how it ends.
yeah,
but yes.
I'm excited to see the ending.
Yes. But regardless of whatever we decide, specific dates and everything for the final recording, check out. We'll post something on twitter.com/irrationalpod, or you can find it in on our Discord, which you can find the link down below in our the video description for this. All sorts of places. So we will also be announcing the next video game book club after the next episode. So look forward to that. You'll be able to find the edited version with all the pretty gameplay over to our side and things removed and edited and cut a bit. Next Friday, a week from today, or a week from Friday. So look forward to that if you weren't able to catch this live. And where can everyone find you guys on the interwebs?
Well, Scott, where can they find you first? Because I feel like you never go first, and I think you're cool, and people should follow you.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Aw.
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter at SolidSnake120, and occasionally on the Irrational Passions Twitch. I do that. I've been playing some Mega Mans.
Mega Man!
And then hanging out in our Discord and chatting with people.
I am Alfighter27 on Twitter and everywhere. If you add me on PSN, it is that username, but I won't get back to you for at least 3 to 6 months. I'll say this, kind of talking about it. If you're going to be in Boston in a couple of weeks, we're all going to be there. It'll be the first time all 8 of us are together in person ever.
It's rad.
Possibly
It's the
only
first time
time.
I'm meeting 7 of you. Wait,
met me
no,
before.
6. Well, I meant 6. I didn't
Uh,
count myself, but I am
yeah.
part of the 8, and I
I am
have
nothing
met
special,
me.
so it's fine.
I feel like you've probably met maybe one other person before. Have
Yeah.
you, Jess? You've met Logan.
Did I? I can't remember. Did I?
If you're gonna be in Boston, you should come say hi to
Yes.
all of us. We're gonna be
Yeah.
For
busy.
for PAX East, we're just not going to Boston for no reason. We will be
No,
at
we're
PAX
having a-
East.
a group.
I'm gonna be
retreat.
there for a long ass time, so like half of my trip is for no reason. So
But we'll be very busy. But I would love
Yeah.
it if you're a fan, if you like what we do, if you came and said hi, if you want to take a selfie with me, I'm definitely down.
Alex
Stay away
is the
from
selfie
Jaguars
king.
though,
Yeah, don't
And Chow Chows.
and chow chows. They will
and
fuck
Saint
you up.
Bernards.
Saint Bernards are sweet. I was just a dumb kid.
I mean, you're still dumb.
All right, fucker. Why don't you just tell people where people can find you on the internet, and then you can stop talking? Because I'm fucking gonna come and get you, boy.
Come get
You don't have my address, but I have yours. You can find me on Twitter for your legal cosplay advice at @quantum_arbiter. And that's it. I write for Irrational Passions. I am nothing special.
Oh, you're very special. You're my sweet special boy, and don't you forget it.
Thanks.
You can also
Thanks, question
find
mark?
you can also find all of Quin's baby photos in the Pal and Around Discord, or the
Yes.
Your Geeky Gal Pal Discord.
Oh
There are
my God.
many baby photos.
This
Yeah.
sounds great.
Well,
Yeah.
sign me up. And Jess, where can people find you?
You can find me at 10outoftentacles.com.
Jesus Christ. We're committed to this bit, aren't
New
we?
landing page.
No, you can find me over at Twitter at Jessicogs. Twitter is my home. It's the only place I ever am, so I'll be there.
Yeah.
It's the only place you gotta go.
Take us out of here, Scott.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, next time we will be finishing the game. We will be talking about everything from the end of Chapter 6 up through the end of the game. We will be announcing our next Video Game Book Club game, which I believe is Mr. Logan choice. He hasn't been on yet. Batman Arkham, the first game, was kind of his pick, but hopefully he'll actually be on for his pick.
I hope so.
So look forward to that. I know he was really wanted to come on. So until then, everybody, hope to see you at PAX, and we will catch you all next time.